Supervisor Chan and I have a resolution today in opposition to the governor's proposal to repeal the mandated portions of the Hayden Law. And before we have the speakers, would you like any comments, Supervisor?
Okay, I just want to thank everyone for coming. We had a press event downstairs, and I just want to acknowledge the people, the individuals and the organizations that came, which were the East Bay SPCA, Valley Humane Society, East County Animal Shelter, Friends of the Alameda Animal Shelter, City of Alameda, Oakland Zoo, Tony LaRussa's Animal Rescue Foundation, Pet Food Express. And to let you know that if we pass this resolution today, we will be sending it to the governor's office. Other people throughout the state are also organizing around this, so we need to keep the pressure up and be victorious in keeping our pets alive for longer and well cared for.
All right, so let's have the speakers.
Okay, we have Colleen Kinsley, Allison, Angie Marco, Patty Staton, Susan Ruxton, Amy Hello.
Okay, if your name is called, please come in to the mic.
Good morning. I'm Angie Markle, and this is Reggie Markle, and I'm here to see his voice. Reggie, who was rescued from a local animal shelter, and at the time of his adoption, Reggie had been on death row and his days were numbered. He is now a social therapy dog with PAWS for Healing, serving local educational facilities and hospitals, including Travis Air Force Base. He is also a grand prize winner of Purina Mighty Dog's Big Guy Small Dog contest and is featured as November in the 2012 calendar. And while I have taken every precaution as his mommy to ensure that he can be properly identified and returned to me should he ever be separated, I am absolutely horrified to think what could happen if he were to slip through the cracks with a shortened waiting time and improper veterinary care. Had it not been for Hayden's Law, it's very possible that Reggie wouldn't be here today, helping reluctant young readers become more confident, cheering wounded soldiers and veterans and other patients at hospitals, calming the nerves of children in court. Yes, he also serves the district attorney's office. Our budget cannot be balanced at the expense of innocent animals who are already fighting nearly insurmountable odds to be reunited with their families and find their forever homes. I am Reggie's voice. He represents thousands of animals who deserve every chance possible to live and be loved, and like Reggie, have a positive impact on our community. His life has value. Thank you. And Reggie brought his business cards for you so you remember him.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll leave these with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next speaker. You have 3 minutes.
Hello, my name is Colleen Kinsley. I'm the Director of Animal Care, Conservation, and Research at the Oakland Zoo. And so naturally, animals are very important to me personally and very important to the zoo. Personally, I own 3 wonderful dogs that came from shelter, and over the past 30 years, all of my cats and dogs have come from shelters, and I'm extremely grateful for that. At the Oakland Zoo, our role is to help educate children about animals and to teach them to respect and have compassion for animals. And we believe that one of the ways that we start that is to have them have wonderful relationships with our pets, dogs and cats. In fact, we think this is so important that in the last year, we began a dog and cat program at the Oakland Zoo. And our 3 cats came from the East Bay SPCA. And one of the things that we teach the children about these wonderful animals is that they came from a shelter and that they were rescued and offered a chance of a wonderful life. And so we certainly urge you to support this resolution. We think it's critically important that animals have our compassion and our respect. And this is something that in teaching our children that with pets, it also extends itself to teaching compassion and respect for all life. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Amy Hallio. I'm a physician here in Oakland. And I would just like to say I wish I had the composure that the young people from Camp Sweeney had in addressing the supervisors this morning. I would like to mention how much animals benefit the well-being of human beings. And there are many, many programs that you're all aware of. There are inmates who train dogs to become service animals. There's a book that you may have heard of called Until Tuesday about Carlos Montalvan, an Iraq veteran whose life was saved by getting a golden retriever service dog. And part of the reason that I support your resolution to oppose the repealing of Hayden's Law is that not everybody can afford a purebred dog. So the other source of animals is through the shelters. And I've had a lot of experience with animals helping autistic children become more independent. Animal companions have been used in the treatment of depression, high blood pressure, and I personally have 2 rescue dogs who came from the Central Valley where there's a very high kill rate in the shelters. And they're microchipped, but if they were to be lost, I would be very devastated if I didn't get them back within that 72-hour period. Thank you very much.
Are there any other speakers?
My name is Susan Ruxton. I'm a volunteer and board member with Tri-Valley Animal Rescue. We are the volunteer group that supports the East County Animal Shelter. And without the extra time, there will be more and more animals that will be put to sleep. Statistics show that 71% of Americans do not want to have animals euthanized at shelters. And so if the time limit is shorter, that's going to lose more animals. It also has a snowball effect. It affects the volunteers that participate in trying to save the animals. It also impacts the rescue groups that try to take the overflow from the shelters. We just cannot support more animals coming in. We take as many as we can, but if there are more that we need to try and save in a shorter time, that's not always going to be possible. From a personal standpoint, one of the dogs that I've adopted was a dog that came into the shelter paralyzed. And without time for medical assessment, he would not have been able to be saved. He could not walk, and with being able to take him to the vet and get medication for him, he now does walk, and he is one of the ones that we would have lost. So we support this resolution and the voting against the repeal of the Hayden bill. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Allison Lindquist, Executive Director of the East Bay SPCA, and I just want to thank the supervisors very much for their opposition of the repeal of the Hayden bill. The Hayden bill's been on the books for over a decade and has saved countless lives. The repeal of this bill would set animal welfare back a good decade, and we really feel that the state of California, its people, and its pets deserve better. So please help us to not repeal the Hayden bill. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. I'm Patty Stanton with Muttville Senior Dog Rescue, and this is Frankie, one more adoption success story. And thank you so much for giving the time to all of us today. It's so important to those of us in animal rescue and those of us that care about animals. Frankie came out of a Central Valley shelter 3.5 years ago, and without the Hayden Law intact, more than likely he would not have made it out. Muttville takes in dogs over 7 from shelters all over California. He's about 12 or 13 now, not sure. But to each one of these little guys and big guys, it matters. Each one of them has a story, and each one of their lives is worth saving. So we wanted to say thank you very much.
Thank you. So if your name was called, did everyone speak?
We have one more.
One more speaker?
Yes, Elena Henderson. Good morning. I love those kind of greetings. My name is Elena Bicker. I'm the Executive Director of Tony La Russa's Animal Rescue Foundation. That's right, give it up. Give up the wolf. And I have Mia with me today, who you can't really see, even though she is a fairly large dog. Mia is named for MIA, because Mia was found running in the streets, and she was on day 6 and was scheduled to be euthanized at a county facility. And they did everything they could to make sure that all the animals, you know, get that chance. And we need to do that as well, as you know. Every animal should have the right to live out its natural lifespan. Mia now gives back. She is part of Tony La Russa's Animal Rescue Foundation's Pet Hug Pack. And the Pet Hug Pack members total over 100 pets and people and made over 70,000 visits last year to counties, schools, hospitals, assisted care facilities. These animals are precious to us as a family member, but more importantly, they're precious to people in disadvantaged circumstances, and we really need to give the beauty and unconditional love of these animals to people who need them most, like me. Thank you.
Thank you. So everyone who's here in support of this resolution, could you just stand, please? Stand. So we want to thank you and your friends, your families for coming down here and being with us this morning. And Supervisor Chan and I will read the resolution, but thank you. I just want to give you a round of applause. And you know, and I also want to just say that I don't own an animal presently, but I had a dog about maybe 6-7 years ago. Died. Had a Akita, about 110-pound Akita. His spleen got twisted and spent about $8,000 trying to save his life. And to this day, you know, I still have his ashes, and my son and daughter cried when, you know, we couldn't save him. But animals are important to people. The way we treat animals is indicative of our society. So this is an important thing we're trying to do here today.